Yo, welcome everyone. The big trap on Bitcoin is now repeating, so be slightly more careful and get ready for the next move. Let me show you. You're first of all going to see that only 2 days ago, Bitcoin has gotten a liquidity grab below our recent low. Why was this specific level such an important one? Because people that are actually holding their long positions, they are setting their stop losses exactly below the recent low. So on a move towards downside below the recent low, of course, they get wrecked, they get stopped out. And of course, the more people get stopped out and get liquidated and get wrecked, the more bullish indication this right here is actually going to be. And not only that, exactly at the areas of support, people are looking to fire another short or sell position. How do I know that? Paying attention to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map on the 2-week, on the 1-week, and also on the 3-day time frame. And of course, as you probably know, personally, I am not really interested to fire a short at the area of support. We are looking for short positions at the areas of resistances. Guess how I was able to enter this specific short on Bitcoin at 121.4 thousand US dollars? By not getting overly bullish exactly at the top of our major horizontal range and simply trading from level to level. The area of resistance is the area of resistance until proven otherwise. That is why I entered the first short position on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and also on XRP. And as of right now, people are doing completely opposite. On the entire move down, they are looking to enter a short position. And how do I know that? Pay attention right now at the area where most people are going to get liquidated. On the 3-day time frame, looking on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we have the biggest liquidations cluster at 115.7 thousand US dollar area. Almost 100 million of short positions are going to get liquidated exactly right here. Let me right now actually mark out this 115.5.6.7 thousand US dollar area with a level, because later in the video, this area is going to align with another major volume area of resistance. Right now, we are going to zoom out a little bit on the 1-week time frame. And here, what you're also going to see, bigger liquidations are not below our recent lows, but actually above the recent highs. Approximately again at 115.8, 116,000 US dollars, over 150 million of shorts are going to get wrecked. But what if we right now also go one step further? Let me zoom out on the 2-week time frame, where you're right now going to see that bigger liquidations once again are not coming in below the recent lows, but actually above the recent highs. 120,000 US dollars is right now going to be the biggest liquidation cluster. So it really does look like bigger liquidations are not below the recent lows, but actually above the recent highs. But what does that exactly mean? Those levels right here are acting as magnets for Bitcoin, because usually we want to move in the direction where most people are going to get liquidated. And in our case, as right now, it is clearly not going to be towards the downside, but actually towards the upside. But let me right now actually share with you why the area, first of all, at 115.6 thousand US dollars is the first major price target you should really not ignore. What we are right now going to do, first of all, let me measure the entire upper price section with volume, because you're going to see value area low coming in almost exactly at our major liquidations cluster. But additionally, we can also be measuring the entire move down with the volume. And what you're right now going to see when we go with our point of control, the biggest volume cluster is coming in almost exactly at our value area low, almost exactly at our major liquidations area. And additionally, we are going to go with another important level, which is going to be our anchored VWAP, and anchor it exactly at the all-time high. And right now you're going to see perfect alignment with 2 volume levels, with the liquidations cluster exactly at 115.5 thousand US dollar area. So I would say like that, if Bitcoin is going to be able to right now see a push towards the upside, this specific area is a major level that you should really be aware of. That is right now also why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible. And also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now do share with you why approximately right here at 115.5 we might even be interested to enter another short or a sell position on the Bitcoin chart itself. Of course, if Bitcoin in the first place is going to be able to see a bigger bounce. For that, all we have to do is to identify our market structure on lower term time frames, because as of right now, zooming in on the 2-hourly, you're clearly going to see Bitcoin has the recent high literally at the all-time high. Then we got it pushed down for another low, another lower high, and right now also another lower low. So clearly, market structure on the 2-hourly time frame, it is towards downside. Logically thinking, the path of least resistance on the 2-hourly, 1-hourly, 4-hourly time frame, it is towards the downside. So this right here can actually be one of the reasons why ideally we are looking for another rejection at the area of resistance if the opportunity is going to be offered to us. And not only that, pay attention right now to our exponential moving averages. On the 4-hourly, we are in a downtrend. 2-hourly, 1-hourly, we are moving in a downtrend. So because of that, again, the path of least resistance is not up, but actually down. However, I am completely aware that as of right now, our liquidations cluster right here is literally acting as some kind of a magnet for the Bitcoin price itself. So ideally, I would look for a push towards the upside, hitting our major volume area of resistance right here before the trend might continue lower, before Bitcoin could actually then hit our major area of support at approximately 117, 118,000 US dollar area, where of course we do have a major golden Fibonacci ratio. Now additionally, I also want to point out another first local area of resistance in a case Bitcoin is not going to move that high towards the upside. Of course, we always trade from level to level, and right now the biggest level, it is still going to be our major level at 115.6 thousand US dollars. However, the reality is, what if we don't go that high and we do see a rejection slightly earlier? In this case, in my opinion, people are paying attention to some kind of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. What we can right to do, we can identify the left shoulder, we got our head right here, and as of right now, Bitcoin is potentially forming the right shoulder before we could see some kind of a breakout towards the upside. With this specific pattern, I would be extremely careful, because personally, I do not like to trade breakouts. And let me right now share with you why the area where majority is going to look for a long position is not really the best area for us to be looking for brand new buys. Simply because exactly at the neckline right here, we do have the first local area of resistance. Definitely, if you do follow me on Twitter, you already know that yesterday I posted about this first level at approximately 112.5 thousand US dollar area. This specific level is also going to be a very important one. Why so? Not only because it's the neckline of our inverse head and shoulders pattern, but also we have our daily level right here, and also once again going with our anchored VWAP and anchor it exactly at this specific high. Both of those levels are aligning perfectly. Not to mention, because right here we got a push towards the upside and we did not hit the level just yet, we can then say another liquidity level is going to be at approximately 112.4 thousand US dollar area. So what we can right now say, local area of resistance is exactly right here. If we break it towards the upside, we are then going to be targeting our liquidations cluster at 115.6 thousand US dollar area. But of course, remember, because we trade from level to level, this right here is right on the first level. And of course, if broken towards the upside, if the inverse head and shoulders pattern is actually going to be able to see a major breakout right here, only in that case we can be looking for slightly higher price targets. That is right why, if you want to trade with us, make sure you are taking an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus without KYC and without VPN with the second link down below, because only for today you still do have right now 1 day and 11 hours. We are hosting a very exclusive campaign. Only after you register and after initial deposit, you're going to get VIP level 3. On top of that, only after you deposit, you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. And also for brand new users, we also have up to 40 USDT in future bonuses. So take advantage of all of those bonuses using the second link down below after you register and after initial deposit. Let me right now also share with you what is the first local area of support for Bitcoin in a case we go lower right here. And also today, I also want to share with you the bullish ETH count that I also posted about only 1 hour ago on Twitter right here. Yes, as of right now, Ethereum remains bullish, and to be honest, I would be looking for another all-time high literally sooner rather than later. But first of all, the local support level on Bitcoin Bitcoin is right now going to be identified with another brand new daily area of support. How can we get it? Let's go on the daily time frame, because only a couple of hours ago we confirmed a brand new daily level at 110,000 US dollars. Additionally, this specific area is right now aligning literally perfectly with the golden Fibonacci ratio. So this right here is right now going to be the first support level on the Bitcoin chart itself. If broken towards the upside, definitely I would be looking for much lower targets on Bitcoin, literally 107 and 108,000 US dollars, because as we already said yesterday, this zone right here is going to be a major area of support. So that is why if you're right now asking me about our next trade, to be honest, I would be looking for another short or a sell position on Bitcoin if we are going to be able to see a big push towards the upside towards our liquidations cluster. Also yesterday, approximately at this specific area, I did fire a brand new long position on Bitcoin with the stop loss literally exactly below the recent low, in a case we are going to see a push towards the upside. On top of that, I have taken a lot of profits on my short positions, once again, in a case we are going to see a push up, and you can already right now see how I am managing my risk. I am not right now saying Bitcoin must see push towards the upside or we must see push down. I entered a long position in a case we continue higher, but also I do remain in my short positions in a case we are going to drop lower, but additionally, I have already paid myself with all of those short positions, once again, in a case we are going to go higher. So you can clearly right now see how I am positioning. I cannot lose if Bitcoin goes higher, and I also cannot lose if Bitcoin does go lower. I have paid myself, I have made money on the entire move down, and right now it is up to Bitcoin to decide in which direction we are going to go. So additionally, what about Ethereum? Because Ethereum as of right now is also pushing towards the upside, and to be honest, at least in my opinion, we are right now moving in the bigger fourth elite wave. And also, in our fourth elite wave, usually we do see some kind of an ABC correction. We got our A wave right here, we got our B wave, and at the moment, of course, if we do see a rejection back down, we are going to look for our C elite wave to actually end. In terms of our price targets, we can be measuring the entire move down right here, putting the third pivot exactly at the top of our B wave, and talking about our one-to-one Fibonacci extension price target at least at approximately 4,156 US dollars. So this specific target, in my opinion, is going to be hit only if Bitcoin is going to continue lower. But yes, as of right now, we have bearish market structure. Overall trend, it is towards the downside. So let us, of course, see if we are going to be able to see right now another push towards downside. Ethereum then, of course, also probably it is going to follow. We finish our ABC correction, and only then, not only we can be looking for another all-time high on Ethereum, but of course also on the Bitcoin chart itself. That is right. Why? If you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free bonus, no KYC and no VPN with the second link down below, and only after you register and after initial deposit, you're going to get some very nice bonuses. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.